able to do is turn them to your advantage, to make every setback a step forward. So I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you the things I wish I'd known all those years ago, in the hope that you will realize quite how amazing you are much sooner, and why, whilst it's useful to be a pathological optimist, so that you can harness that positivity towards your own pursuit of happiness, however you define that. Number one, you have to choose to engage with life, to be vulnerable, to take chances, to make mistakes, and to learn from them, and open yourself to love. Some days that will be easy, other days it will be hard, and some days, to be quite honest, it will just be a bit blah. But no matter what curveballs come your way, you still have a choice about how you react to those situations, and that will determine how life treats you. I've led expeditions across all 7 continents, and I've met people in the furthest corners of this earth. And the happiest I've found are those who have lived a life to the full and opened themselves to new experiences, relationships, and opened themselves again to love. Remember, life is not a right, it's a privilege. So choose to engage with life. Number 2, surround yourself with positive people. Be picky with whom you choose to spend your time. They're a reflection of the value that you place on yourself. Make sure that you have their back, and make sure in turn that they have yours. During my early 30s, I was in Namibia carrying out an expedition recce when we decided to swim across the Canadian River, the border between Angola and Namibia. It's a wide, very murky, turgid, and slowly moving river, and we wanted to get to Angola. You have to understand, this was quite a while ago. Now there's probably a border crossing and maybe even a Starbucks there. But at the time, there was just this murky river and no one else for hundreds, literally hundreds of miles. And so we got in. After all, what could possibly go wrong? We started to swim towards a big rock mid-river, where we're going to regroup, regather ourselves, and get our energy back. However, as we swam towards the rock, it stood up on 4 short, stumpy, armored reptilian legs, looked at us with a dismissive but hungry eyes, revealing itself to be a large male crocodile whose sleep cycle we just interrupted, who then proceeded to slide menacingly into the opaque, turbid water. Committed, we replaced the crocodile on the rock with ourselves, now a considerably smaller rock, and a tight squeeze for the 3 of us, and considered our next steps. Okay, now here's the spoiler alert. I have all of these still attached, and I'm standing on my leg. So the story ends positively, but not without some further excitement. But my friend looked at me and simply said, well, this is going to improve our swim technique and produce some record times. But at least if we don't make it, we can say that we lived life on the edge. And that is more than most people will ever be able to do. So surround yourself with positive people. Always say yes to adventure. But, and however, it's always useful to be pragmatic and make sure they swim slower than you do. Number 3, think outside the box. You'll be surprised how many doors open purely because those holding the key are impressed by bold new ideas. The ones that work best are the win-wins. As Malcolm has kindly mentioned, every year I run an extreme medicine conference, and the pressure is always on to provide great speakers. But this year, being our 10th conference, I decided to push the boundaries and go all out. And when my team and my friends around me laughed at my suggestions, I continued to ignore them. I have done that for 10 years. Continued to ignore them and make connections and find the people that could unlock the pathway to the people that I wanted to present. And this year's speakers included Mike Ryan, the emergency director of the World Health Organization, Peter Mbarak, who led the initial investigation into Wuhan, Dame Jane Goodall, a renowned primatologist who treated the audience to a chimpanzee greeting call, and the actor Tom Cruise, who interviewed astronaut Victor Glover, the pilot of the SpaceX Dragon capsule to the International Space Station. Think outside the box. Ask for guidance, but follow your own instincts and be your own person. Number 4, enjoy the moment. Enjoy this moment right now. Be tenacious and ever curious. After all, what's the point of achieving and striving and setting goals if you don't stop and take a moment to really take it in? These moments are what you are going to draw on in the future, and these moments determine the person that you will be. Savor time with your friends, your lovers, your family, and the random folk that you bump into along your journey through life. Keep a journal, take pictures, and save a life. I founded World Extreme Medicine when I was in my late 30s, and it's only really 25 years later that I've come to realize how important it is to savor success, to savor the moment, and I wish, to be honest, I'd learned that earlier. Taped to the inside of the gondola window of the International Space Station, overlooking planet Earth, is a handwritten note that simply says, "Nothing is more important than what you are doing right now." Nothing is more important than what you're doing right now. We often focus on the end result and the gap between where we want to be and where we are. We need to spend more time celebrating the gain of just how far we have come. So enjoy today. Relish the friends and family sitting next to you and all the amazing experiences that you've yet to come. Enjoy the moment. Remember to be tenacious and ever curious. The last, number 5. Don't take anything for granted. Life is unpredictable and things can change in a heartbeat. Appreciate what you have. Work hard, but not so hard that it ruins a relationship. Choose a career that excites you, that you feel a passion for, that fills you with a sense of purpose. There is really nothing more fulfilling aside from family and friends. Party hard, but not so hard that it ruins your health. And remember rule number 2, surround yourself with positive people. I'm in my 50s now, and I can honestly say that I appreciate my life. And sure, there are things that I might have done differently along the way, but at the end of the day, you can only do your best and be thankful for what that brings you. And one day in the future, when you look back, I hope you remember the guy that told you not to take stuff for granted, to enjoy the moment, to think outside the box, to surround yourself with positive people and engage with life. You can change the world. Indeed, you will determine its future. And as the social anthropologist Margaret Mead pointed out, never believe that a few caring people can't change the world. For indeed, that's all who ever have. But most importantly, I hope you remember how amazing it is to be sitting where you are. And remember to thank your family and friends for helping you to get to those seats. Thank you.